Start recording. So today we are the third. Well, October 3. In the afternoon, we were supposed to today record the 5th episode of the PeaceFactory podcast, but today Chloe couldn't make it, and we were already ready with all the thing we wanted to talk about, so I decided to do it alone. I hope it works. So I guess it's going to be shorter because no one is answering me, so I'm talking to myself. But I'll try to go over the 3 points that we wanted to talk about today. The 3 points we wanted to talk about were, first, the PeaceFactory. I mean, we talk a lot, me and Chloe, about in previous episode about the PeaceFactory, but I guess 12 years later, many people don't understand, don't know, just come to the podcast and don't know what is it. So I just wanted to a quick recap of who are we, what is the PeaceFactory. So I'm going to address that just for a few seconds, and then the two main issues that we wanted to talk about. The first was the peace plan that was proposed by Trump and the end of the war. So we start talking about that last week, and we've decided that to continue to see where it goes. So that's the second point. And the third point, which is obviously connected, is the Flotilla that try to come to Gaza. So we want to address that story, that issue, and give our point of view on that. So first, the PeaceFactory. I guess it's a peace project that we've started 12 years ago, and at the beginning it was only on Facebook. The idea was to connect Iranian and Israeli on Facebook. That was the idea, to show ourselves, to start to communicate, and from there it went on. Many people from the Middle East, Palestinians, of course, but people from Lebanon, Jordan, Egypt, and so on. And the last 2 years since the war started, you may think that we were really busy working on the PeaceFactory. And the fact is that somehow, because of the war, talking about peace was the most complicated. No one wants to. I mean, at the beginning, obviously, after 7th of October, I was personally totally in shock, so I couldn't even think about talking about peace, what it means. I mean, everybody was so afraid of what's going to happen. But after some times, meeting with people, you try to do something, and you try to address, to find someone on the other side to talk with, or even on your side to talk about what it means to still thinking about peace in these crazy times, which is very complicated because it's easy. It's easy when you're abroad. It's easy to talk about peace when you're in Europe, when you're in France, England, the UK, the United States, when you're not feeling the pressure of the war. So it's easy to dream about, you don't feel the violence, you don't feel the danger when you're actually under, and we were for the last 2 years under crazy pressure here in Israel. I don't know what happened. I mean, I don't want to talk about the Palestinian side because obviously I'm not Palestinian, and I never felt how it is to leave it from the other side, to have that. It's not my reality. My reality is from the point of view of an Israeli, and I won't I won't try to describe how it is from there. I mean, we'll have to find someone, and today we were supposed, Chloe and I, to talk with someone from the Gaza Strip, and we were ready with the Zoom and all the technical stuff, and that's why we moved to that small studio to have better internet connectivity and stuff and so on. And at the last moment, she couldn't make it, but he couldn't make it. He couldn't be with us to talk about his point of view, obviously. And it's so complicated to find people to just have a conversation about how is your day today? How is your life under war? And their war and their feeling is obviously looks by the looks of the destruction of the Gaza Strip looks way crazy than what we feel. But I wanted to talk about what we, the Israeli, what I feel as an Israeli, and how in this condition you can talk about peace. And it's obviously not easy. It's not easy when you have missiles coming like daily, and it's frightening. I have kids, family. You're running for your life. Neighborhoods completely destroyed around me by missiles coming from Iran. So, the reality is hard, and people are dying, and you're trying to talk about peace, and so it's like a bit crazy, a bit complicated. It's It's very complicated to even find someone that believes that can have that view of, but somehow it's gonna end, and maybe we'll have to talk. And so the last 2 years were very hard at even talking about it. And you see on the page, on the page of the PeaceFactory on Facebook, nothing happens because no one was ready to be part of any project. And even now, it's like you're either for Gaza or against Gaza. There is no middle. There is no, you're on the Israeli side or on the Palestinian side. You're here to, if you're helping, you're pro-Israel or you're pro-Palestine. You're pro-free Palestine, and that means you obviously hate the Israeli, you hate the IDF, you hate everything. You're for an embargo on Israel. Everything that is white and blue, bad. And if you're in the other on the other camp, on the other side, if you're running for the other team, so it's exactly the same. You're totally against everything that is Palestinian. Everyone is a terrorist. And it's very, very complicated to find a middle ground, to find someone to talk, to find someone to address that issue. I hope it changes, because to me, at the end of the day, the fact that I'm living in the Middle East means that at the end of the day, I live here. And around me, all the country around me are Arab country, and I have to be their neighbor. So I think, there is no other way but to find a road to work together and to live together. So during the war, it is still very, very complicated. Not easy. No one wanted to talk. On the page, it was like, The criticism was always like, now you reveal your true face. You're a Zionist. You're so pro-Israel. You were supposed to be pro-peace, but at the end of the day, you're like, obviously I'm an Israeli. I mean, I'm obviously pro-Israel. I'm an Israeli. I'm a Zionist because I'm living in Zion. I mean, how can you be an Israeli and not be a Zionist? How can you live in the actual country of Israel and not being for the country of Israel? I mean, obviously. But that doesn't mean that I'm against a right for the Palestinians to have their own country and self determination and everything. I mean, they should have the same life that I enjoy, obviously. And the better their life is, the better mine is, because we're not at war. So it's a win-win situation. But obviously, as an Israeli, I'm giving you my point of view. I can't be in Israel having missiles falling on myself and giving you the news from the Gaza Strip. That would be crazy. I mean, I don't know. That's not me. So that was the first point that I want to address, and we wanted to talk about it with Chloe, but this is my raw feeling about it, and I hope it helps. I mean, to clarify who we are, what are we doing, and obviously, if you have questions about it, you can always leave them in the comments and. It's not like we are this huge podcast. We have like 5 listeners. If you want to ask questions, I will read them and I will answer them next week. But we thought that it was important to restart something and to start talking about it every week and to start having people coming, tell their story. So that's why I wanted to, even if it's only me this week, just to make it so we have an episode every week talking about these issues. Second point, I'm gonna start with the flotilla, with the boats that came from Europe and who wanted to get into the Gaza Strip. It's a nice gesture, obviously. I think if I'm trying to put myself in their shoes, they're watching the news every day. And on the news, they're seeing these horrible images coming from the Gaza Strip. And obviously, it's not pretty. It's a war, and a lot of people are dying. And on the Palestinian side, way more people than the Israeli, obviously. And the level of destruction is completely crazy. So obviously, you want to do something, and I can understand the idea of let's take a boat and come and bring them, I don't know, food. By the way, I don't think that's the problem. I don't think that there is a lack of food in the Gaza Strip. I don't think, by what I'm reading and by what I know, I don't think that that's going to make a change. But I guess you're young, you want to do something, and you say, okay, let's go, let's take a boat and let's, go over the blockade. A lot of Israelis have said, ironically, but I think if I was the government, I would have let them go through. I wouldn't have stopped them. You want to go to the Gaza Strip, you want to break the blockade, and you want to land there and bring some food, do it. Come. I mean, there are issues with security, their security, and then what? And then how you go out? I mean, it's a complicated logistic issue, but why not? Well, I mean, if you want to go there, I would have, if I was the Israeli government, I would have tell them, okay, you want to go, we will stop you at this point. We will just check that you're not bringing some, weapons, stuff that we don't want to get into a war zone, and then you're free to go. Just so you know, you're gonna land in a war zone. If you want to go there, go there. It's probably not gonna end very nice because you will be in the middle of fighting. But if I was the government, I would have let them go through. You, by the way, can't come back. There is no back and forth. You want to go, but you stay there, and then you can ask maybe the Egyptian to leave the Gaza Strip, or because there is a war there. And I'm not sure they really that their idea was really to get there. By what I got over the clips during the weekend when some of the boats were intercepted, and they didn't find food or anything in the boat. So I guess that the idea was just to have that as a PR thing, that to get people to talk about it. But I don't think they really wanted to get to Gaza, because again, it's a very dangerous place to be right now. People are, people would have leave the Gaza Strip. I guess a lot of people want to leave the Gaza Strip, and it's closed. So why would you want to go there and to be in the middle of this madness? But again, I would have let them pass, and then you do you. The second thing is, the moment, again, if I was the Israeli government, and I understand that the second best option is to stop them and to tell them, guys, you can't go in a war zone. We're not letting you go through. We will take your boat to the nearest port, which is Ashdod, I guess, and from there we will send you home. So, and if you have some stuff on the boats, food, medicine, we will provide them. We will get them into the Gaza Strip for you. Thank you for coming. Thank you for the help. I would have filmed everything so everyone can see. That's what we do. But again, the Israeli government is so bad at PR, is so bad at showing that he wants to make it nice, and it always look like some crazy stuff. Instead of intercepting them in the middle of the night, you can stop them in the middle of the day. You can put them on boats, bring them to Ashdod, put them in a nice place, have them some food, give them back their phone. Have them call mommy and daddy, wherever they're coming from. Have them film everything if they want to film, if they want to go live from wherever hotel you put them in. And then if it was me, I'm obviously not in the government, but if it was me, I would have took them for a 2-3 day ride in Israel and in the West Bank. First day, we go south, we see the kibbutzim that have been attacked on 7th of October. Just so you know, this is how it looks. This is what started this whole madness. I know that many people think that it started in 48 and it started with Jesus Christ. It started in the Bible. This last round started in 7th of October, and it could have ended with Hamas giving back the hostages and left the Gaza Strip. And it's not ending because of that. But I would have took them to the kibbutzim, to Nir Oz, and I would have them talk with some of the people who have lived through that day. The young people from the Nova Festival, I would have them meet them and talk to them, not like brainwash them, just meet them, just have dinner with them, talk to them, ask questions, film, have your phone, go live on Instagram, ask questions, and then go to Nir Oz, go to Kfar Aza, and see what happened in those kibbutz, and talk to the people of those kibbutz, and go to the cemetery of those kibbutz, and film, and ask questions. And if you don't want, you can stay in the bus. And if you don't want, you can have a flight straight back to where you're coming from. We're not forcing you to do anything. But if it was me, I would have told them, if you're already here in Israel, if you had made this long voyage from, I don't know, the coast of Spain to Israel, and you're here with a boat, and you have a few days to do nothing, we'll take you on a small trip. We'll take you to meet the reality of the thing that you're talking about. Because I guess most of the time you see only one side. And at the end of that trip, I would have took them to the West Bank. I would have asked the PA, Mahmoud Abbas, one of these guys, look, there is this group of 40 people, 50 people, I don't know how much they are. They came with the Flotilla, they wanted to help. We've showed them Israel, now show them the West Bank, talk to them, and from there, they can go back home or they can stay. Maybe they fall in love with Ramallah, with Jerusalem, with Tel Aviv. Maybe they want to stay few more days. I don't know. But if it was me, I wouldn't have acted like I have something like they are terrorists. I don't think these people are terrorists. I think that some of them have bad intention, and they're organizing this thing for a stunt. But I guess I think that a lot of people on those boats are good people who wants to help, and they don't know how, and they don't understand Israel. They don't understand the conflict. They see what they see only through the lens of the news and through the lens of what they get over there. If it's in Spain, I don't know where they're coming from. I guess Europe. And I would have tried to show them the reality of Israel. And maybe have them asking questions and maybe change their minds, or maybe having some understanding or new reading of what's really happening here. Instead of that, the government, obviously our government in Israel is not the sharpest. We don't have the sharpest people. I mean, it's a democracy and they have been elected, but me personally, I didn't vote for any one of them. But obviously they're not the sharpest. And they've decided to treat them like they're terrorists. So they took them, they put them in a big room somewhere, ask question, and then they deport them like less than 24 hours. Most of them were already landed back in Europe. I think it's losing a good opportunity of changing the narrative. But no one here is thinking clearly about how to explain what's happening. And that's my feeling on that issue. I don't think that Greta Thunberg, I'm not sure I'm mispronouncing her name. I don't think she really understands, she really knows what's really happening here in Israel and what's the issue between us and the Palestinians. And I'm sure that she sees all these horrible images and she's getting to only one understanding. We're the bad, they're the good, and that's it, and that's reality. And that's, by the way, what's happening with most of the media. And media, okay. Some media, they can say, they're reporting the news, something horrible happening in the Gaza Strip. People are getting killed. On both sides, by the way. But okay, so you're reporting the fact. Okay, but many people reporting this on social media, they already have their mind set up on who's good, who's bad. No one is talking about how can you get those two groups to make peace. No one is trying to help, like to really help. It's always pro-Israel, pro-Palestine. It's always the genocide and all it's always denouncing. And you're not helping. It's not helping. You're making noise. You're adding to the noise. You do nothing. This flotilla, you did nothing. You came all the way, and the day after you were already back in your house. For what? So people talk about you for 2-3 days. There is some protest now in Berlin and London. And then what? What are you actually changing on the ground? How are you making the end war? How are you helping the Palestinians? Is it helping? It's not helping. It's just making a lot of noise, and it's super narcissistic. It's like, me, look at me, I'm here, I'm doing this. You're doing nothing. You're not helping. So it's very hard to find people in the media, not in the media, in the online, let's say, or on social media, that really want to help and are ready to hear both sides and trying to gap the differences. So that's about the flotilla and the thing that we wanted to say. I hope it's not boring. I'm not like, if you're still here, and you're not my mother, she's watching everything. But if you're still here, thank you very much. The third point that we wanted to talk about, and this one is going to be, I guess it's going to be long, but I'll try to make it, I'll try to go over it quick. So the third point is the peace plan. Last episode, we talked about the recognition of Palestine by the UN. I mean, by a lot of countries in the UN. France, the UK, and a lot of countries have recognized the state of Palestine. So we were asking ourselves last week, what does that mean? What is this new state? What this is actually changing on the ground? And so we had this whole episode last week talking about that, and then this week Trump and Netanyahu in Washington proposed this peace plan, and everybody knows are waiting on the Hamas to accept or reject that peace plan. And we wanted to go over what is the peace plan, what is the proposition, and so it's like this proposition. It's coming into that recognition of Palestine. So it's like the recognition of Palestine and the peace plan. So we want to talk about the 21 points that have been proposed by Trump, and to go over them with you, so you understand what are we really talking about. Why Hamas still didn't say, okay, we're accepting your plan and peace, kumbaya, it's done. So for the last 2 days, everybody's waiting. I'm a bit optimistic because I'm an optimistic, and I hope it works, but I'm not. I don't know. At that point, I'm like, I'm taking it. If there is a way to be optimistic, why not taking it? But we're still waiting on the guys in Doha, on the Hamas leadership, to say, okay, we're okay with it. And what is that it? Because a lot of people are talking about the peace plan, but most of them don't know what are we talking about. So we wanted to go over those 21 points. I will read them for you quickly and give you some points, and I hope you still be there at the end. So I will have them on the screen. So the first point is Gaza will be a de-radicalized terror-free zone that does not pose a threat to its neighbor. That sounds amazing. It's like a declaration, but how it's gonna work? Who's gonna make sure that they are de-radicalized and terror-free? I don't know. Sounds great for like a first point. Second point, Gaza will be redeveloped for the benefit of its people. I guess, obviously. 3, if Israel and Hamas agree to the proposal, the war will immediately. I will put my. The war will immediately. End with IDF halting all operation and gradually withdraw from the Strip. So that's a first point that I'm not sure it's going to work with the Israeli. I'm not seeing Israel. Let's say Hamas tonight says, okay, we're agreeing to the deal. We're okay with every point. We are signing here and there. I don't see Israel withdrawing immediately from all the Gaza Strip. I think it's going to be something that will go gradually, and after Israel makes sure that there is no rearming and a lot of stuff. So, but okay. So 4 points. Within 48 hours of Israel publicly accepting the deal, all living and deceased hostage will be returned. Okay, I'm all for that. Again, I'm not sure that if Hamas says we're okay. By the way, Israel has say yes to the deal. We're waiting on Hamas, which again is kind of crazy to me, because I understand they have issue and they want to, but why didn't they say, of course, yes, let us just go over the details, but of course, yes, we want everything to stop. We want to have a deal. Why are we waiting for them to even acknowledge that? It's crazy. If we are the ones, we are. They are dying like. What's happening in the Gaza Strip? It's not nice. The war is going on, and every day people are dying. Why not stopping that now? That's what they say. Doesn't want them to stop. Once the hostages are returned, Israel will free 700 Palestinian security prisoners serving life sentence and over 1,000 Gazan arrested since the start of the war, along with the body of 700 Palestinians. So there is a swipe deal. We are releasing the hostages and the dead bodies of the Israeli who we took on the 7th of October, and you give us back some people serving life sentences. I guess these are killers. These are people who are done very bad thing. People who have been arrested, okay, obviously, I guess. The question is, I guess, the question going to be, I guess Hamas is going to want to have the Nukhbot, the terrorists who actually did the 7th of October released. And I don't see this happening. I don't see Israel releasing the guys who perpetrated the 7th of October. Those guys, they never gonna let them go free. Not in the next few years, if you're asking me. But so I guess this will be a point of pressure between both sides. Once the hostages are returned, Hamas member who commits to peaceful coexistence will be granted amnesty, while member who wish to leave the Strip will be granted safe passage to receiving countries. This is very strange to me. Once the hostage, Hamas member who commit to peaceful coexistence. Guys, I mean, this is very strange. What? I mean, who are the Hamas members who are committed to peaceful existence? Who are they? Why we're never seeing them? Why haven't we seen them so far with their peaceful commitment to coexistence? This is funny. I don't understand that. I don't think that you can be a Hamas fighter and being committed to... Hamas is not a peaceful coexistence organization. Hamas is not like a political entity that wants peaceful coexistence, but they have no choice to fight the Israeli and to commit atrocity. It's not Hamas. Hamas is an organization that was created for one purpose only: the destruction of Israel. There is no other we wanted to peaceful coexistence. There is no Hamas and peaceful coexistence with Israel. This is no, it's not working together. So I don't know who wrote this, but they're not very familiar with Hamas. But why not? Why not? And so they will leave the strip and be granted safe passage to receiving country. I wish you luck, receiving country, with receiving those peaceful, coexisting people. I'm not talking about the Palestinians. You have to understand. I'm not talking about... but Hamas, it's a different beast. It's not the Palestinians. The guys who did the 7th of October, they're not nice people. They don't want peaceful coexistence, and I'm not sure you want to receive them in your country. But no one says who are the receiving countries, so I guess, I don't know. Why not? I don't know. Good luck, receiving countries. Once this agreement is reached, this is 7, is reached, aid will surge into the strip at rate no lower than blah, blah, blah. So this says rehabilitation of critical infrastructure. So they will rebuild. Okay, that's okay. 8, this is the continuation of 7. 8 will be distributed without interference from either side by the United Nations and the Red Crescents, along with other organizations not associated with either Israel or Hamas. Again, good luck with that. Good luck with that. They've tried that already. They tried to have food, medicine, aid distributed in the Gaza Strip, and it was always a crazy circus because everything was hijacked. And not only by Hamas, there are also a lot of groups, organizations, Hamulot, as we call them, like powerful families. You'll have to have people on the ground, and I'm not sure the Red Crescent, who are they? What did they do those last 2 years? The Red Cross, the Red Crescent. Again, I'm all for it. I don't see it happening on the ground, but maybe. Gaza will be, this is 9, will be administrated by a temporary transitional government of Palestinian technocrats. What? Again, this is very strange to me. Who are those Palestinian technocrats? Where are they coming from? They will be responsible for providing day-to-day service for the people of the Strip. So they're talking about creating a ad hoc government by Palestinian technocrats that are not part of the PA, that are not part of Hamas, not of Islamic... Who are they? Where... Again, sounds very nice on paper. I don't see it happening on the ground, but why not? And the committee will be supervised by a new international body established by US and consultation with Arab and European partners. It will establish a framework. So they're talking about creating a government, something that the US will organize, and Arab and European partners, but no one say who exactly. So you don't know how it's going to work. It's like a vague framework for having a transitional government, but it sounds like so foggy. 10. An economic plan will be created to rebuild Gaza. Marshall Plan, I guess, something like that. I'm all for it. An economic zone will be established. Great. No one will be forced to leave Gaza, of course. But those who choose to leave will be allowed to return. So if you have left Gaza during the war, you can now come back, obviously. And Gaza new leaders will commit to peaceful coexistence with their neighbor. Amen, amen to that, I hope, and I'm all for it. A security guarantee will be provided by a regional partner to ensure that Hamas and other Gaza faction comply with their obligation, and that Gaza cease to pose a threat to Israel and its own people. So again, this is like the root of the issues. That's the root of the issues with the Israeli. Israel, you have to understand, these are... Israel is it's a little country, and the Gaza Strip is even little inside Israel. And most of the issues are security issues. How do you make sure that the day after, no one is shooting missiles at you again? Because that's what's happened so far every time. Every time. First time that Israel left the Gaza Strip, and there was no blockade at that time. The day after, they start to pile munition and to send rockets. And that's why after many years of rocket, the blockade come to happen, because you have to make sure they're not stockpiling rockets. So you make and how now you're going to make sure that's not happening again? You will have to have people on the ground, and people who are not Hamas and people who are not Israel. So I guess someone will have to send his soldier. Spanish soldiers, I guess. I mean, just for an example, yes, Spain is like very, very pro-Palestinians, I mean, by how they're talking about it. France has recognized Palestine, so I guess they want to be part of it. The UK, okay. So let's take those three countries. Now you have to make this thing happening. So you will have to make sure that no one is stockpiling munition. Israel is not doing the job. So let's say the Israeli are looking and they say, we are seeing ship coming from Iran, and we think that they're stockpiling munition and they're making themselves ready for something. So now you have to send troops. Which troops? Spanish troops? Okay. And now those Spanish troops who are now regulating the day-to-day in the Gaza Strip see those munition getting acquired in the Gaza Strip. What are they doing? They're asking nicely, give it back to us. Are they shooting to each other? Because again, the guy on the other side, they won't be nice about it. They won't be like, oh, you got us. Please, take this RPG back from our hands. And now you will have to put your actual soldier where your mouth is. You will have to make it happen. And I'm not sure. I'm all for it. I'm all for this to happen. But I'm not sure that Spain or France or England or Belgium or South Africa understand what it means and have the balls to make it happen on the ground and to actually commit and send soldiers and have them fight those who says we're not playing nice. But again, it's written on the paper, so why not? The US will work with Arab and other international partners to develop international stabilization force that will immediately deploy to, that's what I was just talking about. So they will create this international force. Good luck. Israel will not occupy or annex Gaza, obviously. And the IDF will gradually hand over territory. So it's like step by step. Okay, so let's go back to the step one that I was talking about. Has the replacement security force established control? Okay. If Hamas delay or reject this proposal, the above points will proceed in terror-free area, which the IDF will gradually hand over the International Stabilization Force. So this is, to me, the most interesting point of all. Because this point says, by the way, Hamas, we're going ahead with the plan, with or without you. It's okay if you reject the plan. We're going anyway to make it happen. We will create that force. We will we will get out of the Gaza Strip, but it will be like. It will be like something that happens while we're fighting you. But at the end of the day, we will have you surrendered, and this is going to happen anyway. So you better come and join and be part of the plan and agree to it, because it's happening anyway. That's what it says in that point, and that's what gives me hopes, because it's like it's happening. It's like the US saying, and also it's like pushing Israel. It's like forcing them to be part of it. It's happening anyway. You can't back down. It's gonna happen. So it's either we're gradually hand over to international forces, or we hand over everything the day you're signing. But it's happening anyway. So that's good. 19, a process will be established to de-radicalize de-radicalize, I'm so sorry, de-radicaliser. I'm French. It's problem for me to speak in English. But again, sorry. So a process will be established to de-radicalize the population. I guess it would take time, but okay, yes, that's good. This will include an interfaith dialogue, blah, blah, blah. Okay, that's great. When Gaza's redevelopment has been advanced and the PA reform program has been implemented, there is a PA reform program. Okay, the condition may be in place for a credible pathway to Palestine statehood. So here we have the states saying, we will at the end of the day also recognize as the state of Palestine at the end of this process, and the PA has to be involved in that process. So they have to be part of the de-radicalization, and they have to be part of laying down the arm and be pro-coexistence and all these nice things. And there will be a Palestinian country for the Palestinian people, which is good. And 21, the US will establish a dialogue between Israel and the Palestinians to agree on a political horizon of peaceful coexistence. So at the end of the day, the US will take in the room the Israeli kids and the Palestinian kids, give them a good on the back and say, now let's talk about making a future together. Look, I'm all for it. I guess there are going to be a lot of issues around the thing that I just talked about, but I hope it works. It's our best shot. We don't have anything better. And it looks like by the looks of it, it looks like Trump is really, he wants to make it happen. I don't know why. I guess he wants he wants a Nobel Prize. and he should get one. If Trump succeed at making that happen, I will vote for him to have a Nobel Prize, a Peace Nobel Prize. Because he will be like peace. It will be peace between Israel and the Palestinians, but also a recognition by the Arab countries of Israel. So kind of normalization with Saudi, Syria maybe, Morocco, north of African countries in the Middle East, and maybe at the end of the day, maybe Iran. Why not? Look, I wanted to make it a short episode. I'm not sure it's not too long. I'm not sure I didn't talk too much. I'm not sure I make any sense. I wanted to try because we say, Chloe and I, we're doing it every week. So I said, okay, even without her, I'm making that episode. So guys, leave me a comment. Tell me if you hear everything. I'm sorry for my bad English. If you get to the end, tell me if it was any good, interesting, nice points. If you have any question, leave me a comment, and I see you next week. Bye. Peace.